I was sitting in my graduation seat, cap and gown on, scanning the crowd for my parents. The 2 seats I'd reserved for them were empty. My phone buzzed. A text from Mom. "Your sister's really upset. We need to stay with her. You understand, right?" I watched my classmates hug their families. Then I walked across that stage alone. I thought missing my graduation was the worst thing they could do. I was wrong. What came after showed me exactly where I stood. My name's Hannah. I'm 22 years old. And that graduation, it was supposed to be the proudest day of my life. I'd just finished 4 years of graphic design school. Honors, high GPA, 2 part-time jobs the entire time to cover what my student loans didn't. I wasn't the kind of daughter who caused problems. I was the responsible one. The one who didn't make waves. My younger sister, Brooke, she's 19, and she's always been the opposite. Dramatic, emotional. The one who needs more attention, according to my parents. Growing up, I heard it constantly. "Brooke's sensitive, you're stronger. You get it." And for years, I convinced myself I did get it. That being low maintenance was something to be proud of. That not needing them made me independent. But deep down, I wanted them to show up. Just once. Graduation felt like my moment. I'd worked so hard, sacrificed so much, and I thought, maybe this time, they'd see me. I wasn't flashy. I wasn't demanding. But I had something they didn't expect. A plan. If you've ever been pushed aside by family, subscribe right now and tell me where you're watching from. Because this story, it's about what happens when the invisible daughter finally disappears. Let me back up. The week before graduation, I reminded my parents about it. Multiple times. Monday. "Mom, don't forget. Graduation Saturday at 2. She smiled. "Of course, honey. We'll be there." Wednesday. "Dad, I reserved you both seats. Here's the parking info." He nodded. "Got it. Wouldn't miss it." Friday night. "Okay, so tomorrow. Ceremony starts at 2. I'll text you when I'm in my seat." Mom hugged me. "We're so proud of you." I believed them. Saturday morning, I woke up early, did my hair, put on the dress I'd bought for underneath my gown. I was excited, nervous. This was it. My phone rang around 11 a.m. Mom. "Hey, sweetheart, so Brooke had a fight with her boyfriend. She's really devastated." My stomach dropped. "Okay. Is she all right?" "She's crying. She won't come out of her room. We need to stay with her." I blinked. "Wait. You're not coming?" "Hannah, she needs us right now." "Mom, it's my graduation. Can't Dad come and you stay with her?" Her voice got sharp. "Don't be selfish, Hannah. Your sister needs us right now." I stood there, phone pressed to my ear, and felt something crack inside me. "I've been reminding you all week. We know, and we're proud of you. But this is important." I wanted to scream. Instead, I said, "Fine." I hung up. I called my dad. No answer. Texted him. Nothing. I drove to campus alone. Found my seat. Sat down. Around me, families were taking photos, laughing, hugging. I kept my phone in my lap, hoping they'd change their minds, that maybe they'd show up late. The seats next to my classmates filled up. Parents, grandparents, siblings. My 2 seats stayed empty. When they called my name, I walked across that stage, shook hands, and smiled for the camera. Alone. After the ceremony, everyone gathered outside. I watched my friends pose with their families, saw parents crying, heard the congratulations. I took a selfie. Just me. Cap and gown. Fake smile. Then I drove home. When I walked in, my parents were on the couch. Brooke was between them, eating ice cream, watching some reality show. My dad glanced up. "Oh, hey, how was it?" That was it. How was it? Not, I'm sorry, not, we should have been there. Just, how was it? I stared at him. It was fine. Brooke didn't even look at me. I went to my room, closed the door, and sat on my bed. That's when I realized something. They didn't forget. They chose not to come, and that hurt worse than anything. Later that night, I checked Facebook. I don't even know why. Maybe I was torturing myself. My mom had posted earlier that afternoon, a long, heartfelt message. Sometimes our kids go through hard times, and all we can do is be there for them. So proud of my sweet Brooke for being strong today. Love you, baby girl. There were hearts, emojis, comments from relatives saying, "You're such a good mom. Nothing about me. Nothing about my graduation." I screenshotted it. I don't know why. Maybe I needed proof I wasn't crazy. I thought that was rock bottom. But it got worse. A few days later, my aunt and uncle came over for dinner. Extended family thing. I didn't want to go, but I lived there. I didn't have a choice. We were all sitting around the table. My aunt turned to me. "Hannah, how was graduation? I'm sorry we couldn't make it." Before I could answer, my mom cut in. "It was fine. Brooke's been having a tough time, so we had to prioritize." I froze. My aunt looked uncomfortable. "Oh, well, congratulations, Hannah." I tried to speak. "Actually, My dad interrupted. "You're 22, Hannah. Brooke's still figuring things out. Don't make this about you." The table went quiet. Then someone changed the subject. Just like that. No one asked me anything else. I sat there, silent, feeling invisible. A week later, it got worse. My cousin's birthday party, backyard barbecue, lots of family. I was standing near the food table when Brooke walked up with a group of our cousins. She was laughing. Loud. Then she said it. "Hannah's still mad we missed her little ceremony. Like, get over it." Everyone laughed. Awkward, uncomfortable laughs. I felt my face burn. My mom was nearby. She heard it. She smiled nervously but said nothing. I excused myself, went to the bathroom, locked the door. I could hear voices outside. I pressed my ear to the door. My mom was talking to someone. "Hannah's always been so sensitive lately. I don't know what's gotten into her." I stood there shaking. That's when I knew. They weren't going to change. They weren't going to apologize. This was just how it was always going to be. But the final straw? That came 2 weeks later. I'd planned a small dinner with friends, just a casual thing at a restaurant. My way of celebrating since my family didn't. The morning of, my mom came into my room. "Hey, Hannah, I need a favor." I looked up. "What?" "Brooke's having people over tonight. A little get-together. She needs help setting up. You're better at that stuff." I blinked. "Mom, I have plans." "Can't you reschedule?" "I already made a reservation." She sighed. The guilt-tripped sigh. "We've given you everything, Hannah. The least you can do is help your sister." I felt something snap, but I didn't fight. I just nodded. I texted my friends. Canceled. Made up an excuse. Then I spent the evening decorating for Brooke's party. Hanging lights. Setting up a playlist. Arranging snacks. Brooke didn't say thank you. She barely looked at me. My parents didn't acknowledge it. When her friends arrived, I went to my room. I sat on my bed and thought, this will never change unless I do. And that's when I remembered something. Something I hadn't told them. 3 months before graduation, I'd interviewed for a junior graphic design position, a small firm 2 hours away. Good company, real opportunity. I got the job offer a week before graduation. Full-time, decent salary, benefits. I'd been saving money from my campus job for over a year. Not much, but enough. I'd already looked at apartments online, already picked one, a small studio, affordable. Mine. I told myself I'd decide after graduation, depending on how things went. Well, things went exactly how I expected. So the day after Brooke's party, I accepted the job, signed the lease, set a move-in date, and I told no one. They thought I'd always be there. The backup daughter. The one who didn't need anything. What they didn't know was that I'd already started packing my life into boxes, and I was just waiting for the right moment to disappear. My best friend Tessa helped me plan it. She'd been my roommate in college. She knew my family. She'd seen it all. When I told her, she didn't even hesitate. You don't owe them suffering to prove you're loyal. Over the next 2 weeks, I quietly packed, a little each day, moved things to Tessa's apartment bit by bit. Clothes, books, photos, my diploma. Meanwhile, family life continued like nothing was wrong. Brooke had another meltdown, this time over a grade. My parents dropped everything. Again. One night, I was in the hallway. I heard my parents talking in the kitchen. My dad's voice. At least we don't have to worry about Hannah. She's always so independent. My mom laughed softly. Yeah, Brooke's the one who really needs us. I stood there in the dark, listening. They didn't even realize what they'd done. What they were still doing. That's when I knew I'd made the right choice. I picked my move-out date carefully. The weekend my parents were taking Brooke on a college tour. They'd be gone Friday through Sunday. The night before they left, my mom asked me to keep an eye on the house. She didn't ask how I was, didn't ask about my plans, just assumed I'd be there. I smiled. Sure. Friday morning, they left early. I watched their car pull out of the driveway. Then I called Tessa. An hour later, she pulled up with another friend in a rental van. We moved fast. Everything I owned, clothes, furniture, my desk, my books. The framed photo of me at graduation, my selfie. I didn't take anything that wasn't mine. I didn't make a mess. I just erased myself from that house. Before I left, I put my key on the kitchen counter. Next to it, I left a note. Handwritten, short. I've moved out. I got a job in the city. I start Monday. I needed to do this for me. I hope one day you'll understand. Hannah. Then I walked out. I didn't block their numbers, but I didn't tell them where I was going either. Sunday night, they came home. I was in my new apartment, unpacking, when my phone started ringing. Mom. 15 missed calls in 10 minutes. I didn't answer. Monday evening, after my first day at my new job, I finally picked up. What is this? You just left? Without telling us? My mom's voice was sharp, panicked. I did tell you. You just didn't notice. Don't be ridiculous. You left a note. That's not telling us. My dad's voice in the background. This is ridiculous. You're being dramatic. I took a breath. You missed my graduation. You didn't apologize. You didn't even ask how I felt. We explained that. Brooke was going through something. Brooke's always going through something, and I'm always the one who's supposed to understand. My dad got on the line. We gave you everything, Hannah. A home, food, education. You gave me a roof. You gave me food. You didn't give me support. You didn't show up. Silence. I pulled up the photo on my phone. The one from graduation. The empty seats. I sent you this. Did you even look at it? No answer. I reminded you every day that week. You promised you'd be there. Then Brooke had a fight with her boyfriend and you chose her. Again. My mom's voice cracked. We didn't think. No, you didn't think. Because you never think about me. I showed them the text she'd sent that morning, the Facebook post, the weeks of reminders they'd ignored. I'm not angry anymore, I said. I'm just done waiting for you to see me. My dad tried to guilt me. You're going to regret this. Maybe, but I'm not coming back. There was noise in the background. Brooke's voice. "What's going on?" I heard my mom explain. Then Brooke, loud and annoyed. "Are you serious? So now I'm stuck dealing with everything?" Not an apology, not concern, just irritation that I wasn't there to be the backup anymore. My mom tried again. "Hannah, please, let's talk about this." "We just did." I hung up. And for the first time in years, I felt lighter. Weeks passed. I settled into my new life. I loved my job. My coworkers were kind. I was actually good at what I did. I made new friends. Decorated my apartment exactly how I wanted. Bright colors, plants, space that was mine. My parents texted sporadically. Awkward messages, surface level. "How are you?" "Hope you're doing well." I responded politely, but I kept my boundaries. Brooke never apologized. Not once. Through a cousin, I heard that my parents had started talking about me differently. We didn't realize she felt that way. We really miss her. It wasn't the apology I deserved, but it was acknowledgement. And honestly, I realized I didn't need them to change. I just needed to stop waiting for it. I framed my diploma, hung it on my wall, not as a reminder of who wasn't there, but as proof of what I'd accomplished. All on my own. For once, their silence didn't hurt me. It freed me. If this story hit close to home, I need you to do something for me. Hit that subscribe button and drop a comment telling me where you're watching from. Seriously, I read them all. Have you ever had to walk away from family to find yourself? Share your story below. You're not alone. And if you stayed this long, thank you. Your support means everything. I'll see you in the next one.